What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to show how to play A2 using her 5-star weapon. And the reason we're going to do that is because with her 6-star weapon, she actually has a different play style, a little bit more difficult to actually play, but you can still get it done with the girl. And we're just going to be using her at S rank, and I'm going to show you guys what she's actually capable of, at least a little bit as far as, how strong she is at S rank. She's actually a very, very amazing character. In fact, all of these Nier characters are really awesome. But A2, as I've said in previous videos, is really going to be the heart and soul, especially if you level her up. So let's talk a little bit about this girl. So first thing first, she looks amazing, guys. A2 is a beautiful, beautiful girl. We got her 5-star weapon. Now, the thing about her 5-star weapon is, upon deploying, it does give you a PD shield, and A2 gains 10% physical damage boost, which is good, and then slides for 1 second to increase the boost for a POD shield by an extra 5%. So you want to slide with this girl so you get an increase to your boost to your POD shield. That way it'll increase her survivability. This is the optimal set or memory set that you want to be using on A2. You want to use the patents because she is a 100% physical damage dealing character, and 100% physical characters do crit. So getting this extra crit is going to really make a big, big difference for her. 4-piece Patton and 2-piece Catherine is really the way to go for her. Now, if you're going to use this girl as your main damage dealer, which I'm not on this account, but if you're going to use her as your main damage dealer, then what you'd want is the 4 Pattons and 2 Fredericks. The reason you would want Fredericks on her is because she's going to be dodging. You're going to dodge her quite a bit, especially if you have her 6-star weapon. And the next dodge reduces the attacker's speed by 20%, and extra damage reduction by 15%. So having a 2-piece set of this would actually be really, really good on her because, again, especially with her 6-star weapon, you're going to be dodging a lot. And if you're using her as your main damage dealer, then the team composition would be you'd have a 4-piece Patton on her, you'd have a 2-piece Frederick, and then you'd have a 4-piece Da Vinci and 2-piece Catherine on your 2B. If you're just going to have 2B at S rank, if you're just going to have 9S at S rank, and then you try to take A2 to triple S, which is very, very feasible for a free-to-play player, right? But because I'm actually going to be taking 2B and 9S to double S, this is going to be the optimal way to go because I'm going to be switching between all these characters. But even on my free-to-play account where I do use A2 as my main damage dealer, I do use this complete set. But then again, I didn't get 2B on my free-to-play account, and that's why I kind of went with that route. Now, as far as your resonance for this character, what you're going to want to do for her resonance is on the top slot, you're going to want to give her attack and crit. This is the one that you're going to want right here is attack and crit for her. That's going to be the best option. Or if you get attack, that would be really good. But attack and crit will be the best for her. And then on the bottom slot, you want to give her the tank passive or class skill right here. This is the one you're going to want to give her for the bottom slot. And that's going to increase her damage tremendously. So attack and crit on top. Whoops. Attack and crit on top. And then the class skill passive on bottom. And you're going to be good to go as far as her resonance. Now let's talk about her skills. So A2 is pretty awesome, guys. So her red orbs actually, deal a certain percentage damage, physical damage based on the number of orbs ping. Obviously, the more orbs you ping, the more damage you're going to do. After it's 3 ping, the next basic attack within 4 seconds deals, 308% damage. This is maxed out with an extra resonance there. Physical damage, knocking down nearby enemies. Additionally, increases the max HP of a POD shield by 3%. So anytime you do a 3 ping red or you go into the matrix to do a 1 ping red that counts as a 3 ping, you're going to increase the max HP of POD shield. This is very, very important for this character and for her survivability, and especially as far as it's going to be doing the most damage. Her yellow orbs are actually more useful, especially when you have your 6-star weapon, but with the 5-star weapon, you still want to use these things. Just unleash a series of attacks for dealing. There's really not a whole lot of text to these things. And then the blue orbs, these are vital, especially when she gets to triple S, as we'll talk about here in a little bit. Now, uses the POD or the pod to unleash gravity, creating gravitational field in front, dealing a certain percentage of physical damage based on the number of orbs pinged and pulls enemies within the field. This is an insane orb because this orb actually, for one, when you go to triple S, it's going to have a 70% defense reduction, which is just insane. That's why you try to get her to triple S. It's going to allow her to do a whole lot more damage, but also this thing just pulls everybody from a pretty far distance away all in one spot. That's why this team is so insane, especially for Warzone, because our blue orbs are just crazy. They're pretty much like Karenina's blue orbs on steroids. It's pretty much what they're like. They are nutty, guys. And then you go into her basic attack, unleash a series of attack forward, dealing a certain percentage of damage. Each basic attack strikes an enemy, increased with max HP of POD shield. So there again, guys, you see the 3 red ping is going to increase your POD shield. You see that doing your basic attacks is going to increase your POD shield. And as long as you keep increasing your POD shield, right? It's going to be this little gauge at the bottom of the screen. Your shield is always going to be up. You're always going to have an HP shield. So therefore, if you're taking damage, you're getting hit, you're not losing any of your actual health. And that is a big reason why she's so damn strong, because her survivability is just nutty. Even at S rank, it's really, really good. And then her signature move. So once the POD shield is fully charged, so once you have the gauge fully leveled up, it'll unleash Berserker mode, right? To grant A2 60% extra damage reduction. So when she's in Berserker mode, she takes 60% less damage. I mean, she becomes an insane tank on top of all the HP shields that she has from the 3 pings and from the basic attacks. It also increased her movement speed by a hell of a lot, 31%, extra damage bonus, and super armor. She has super armor the whole time she's in Berserker mode. So, like, you can actually kind of go sliding and skiing, and even if you're getting attacked, you can kind of slide away because she moves super fast. You'll actually even build up your POD shield as you're doing it, and she won't get guard broken. She won't get knocked on the ground because she's going to have super armor in Berserker mode. So during Berserk mode, basic attacks gain increased speed, pinging orbs amid static, dealing a certain percentage of physical damage. Berserk mode will consume 4% max HP per second. So whenever you do go into Berserker mode, that gauge is going to start going down. So you really want to be doing your, basic attacks as much as you can to keep that HP shield up, to keep your Berserker shield up here as much as you can, and also be doing your 3 ping reds as well. And prioritizing POD shield is activated. So Berserk mode can be deactivated manually, which you don't really want to do, guys. Once you have Berserk mode up, let it go. Just keep it up and try to keep it up as long as you can. And you do that by doing all your basic attacks, by doing your 3 ping reds, so you can keep it up. Or it will automatically deactivate once A2 has less than 60% HP. So once she gets down to a certain 60% HP, less than 60% HP, she's going to go back into her regular state. And once deactivated, Berserker mode will have a 10-second cooldown. So you got to wait 10 seconds before you can go into Berserker again. If A2 leaves the field while Berserk mode is active, the POD shield will continue to diminish, right? Until fully depleted. So if you're in Berserk mode and you tag her out, the shield's still going to go down. And while A2 is on standby, Berserk mode will deactivate if POD shield is fully depleted. Then you get into your QT, just does some attacks, guys, and then tank passive. This is the passive that you're going to level up for your residents. That way you're going to have, lower the target's extra damage reduction by even more. And then, obviously when you unlock her ultimate, just like all the other characters in the game, you're going to gain 3 orbs when entering the battle. Now, her core passive is pretty awesome because this is another form of survivability and damage. So any 3 ping increases A2's POD shield by 5%. So once you enter her core passive, you're going to be increasing her POD shield once again. This stacks up to 30% max. So any 3 ping increases AT's POD shield. So that tells you right there, guys, anytime you do a 3 ping, whether it's red, yellow, blue, it's going to increase her POD shield. And that's whether she's in a regular state or in Berserker. Additionally, the pod will launch 6 Seeker missiles at the enemy, dealing a total of 7% physical damage. Each missile that strikes the enemy with increases POD shield by 3% max HP. Once again, more survivability by increasing that shield. Again, as long as that shield is up, you're not going to be losing any of your actual health, because you're going to have an HP shield blocking a lot of those attacks, or taking the damage, I should say. Missiles also taunt the enemy for 5 seconds. While taunted, the target's defense is reduced by 20%, which really adds to her damage. If your team has 2B and 9S, the effect is double. So this is a big reason why you really want to, pull for 2B, so you can have a complete team. So again, if you're using A2 as your main damage dealer and you try to take her Triple S, which is very free to play visible, you can pull for 2B just one time. You'll get 9S for free from the login event, and you'll get these effects doubled by doing that. While moving, hold the dodge button to cause A2 to slide for up to 2 seconds, and it makes static to drag nearby enemies. After sliding for 1 second, increases POD shield by 10%. So again, if you slide around, you can actually increase your POD shield that way as well. Got tongue twisted a little bit there. And the dodge gauge will not recover while sliding. So remember, when you're sliding, your dodge gauge will not recover while you're sliding. And then our leadership, 2B, 9S, and A2's physical damage increased by 8%, and dodge gauge limit increases by 200%. So when you take her to double S, something that's really nice about this is, and you can do this easily, completely free to play, because all you got to do is literally pull for her one time in the banner. You get 50 shards from the event, and you can take her to double S easy. And once you do that, every time she enters the battlefield, her increases POD shield by 50%. This is insanely good because what it's going to allow you to do is be able to go into her berserker mode even faster, right? Giving her that 6% damage reduction to herself and also increasing her speed and allowing her to do a lot more damage. While berserk mode is active, the POD will launch, or pod will launch a round of secret missiles every 4 seconds. Additionally, a 2B and 9S are on the team while leaving the battlefield. The berserker mode active physical damage for the next character to the end of the battlefield will increase by 10%. So this is only useful really if you're going to be switching to 9S and 2B when she's at double S, right? If you're going to be using her as a main damage dealer, then you're always going to keep A2 there and there the whole time. But you got to go to double S before you can go to triple S. And then until A2's Berserker mode is deactivated. And then triple S, and this is where the real money is at when it concerns A2. Enemies within the gravitational field created by A140 gravity have their extra damage bonus lowered by 70%. Whenever she does her blue orbs, she's going to get this extra bonus damage lowered by 70%. 70% defense reduction, which is nutty. And damage from pause secret missiles is increased by 100%, and the taunt effect is increases by 40%. So a lot of damage reduction, guys, which is just nutty for her. And this is why you're really trying to take her to triple S, whether you're using her as your mainstay or even on a team. You really want her to get her to triple S to really get the full benefits of her. You don't need to do that, guys. You can absolutely just have all these characters at strength, have some fun with them, use them as collectors. They're still going to be a really solid team. And then triple S plus. Automatic Berserker mode deactivation threshold is lowered to 30% HP, which is awesome, guys. I mean, so she's going to be able to, it's going to be easier for her to stay in Berserk mode whenever she's at triple S plus. Additionally, while I2 has Berserk mode activated with POD shield, max HP consumed by signature Berserk is reduced by 2.5% max HP per second, and extra damage bonus is increased by 10%. So you get the extra bonus damage, and you're going to be using less of your HP whenever you're in Berserker mode, which is actually really great for her survivability. You also can get a skin for the character in the event for free, which is pretty cool. If this is something that you're interested in, you could always, try to get this skin as well. I'm going to go ahead and get it as a collector's item, but I'm not really a big fan of the skin. I just like the way she looks already. But let's kind of talk about the way she plays here and kind of show you some things, guys. All right. And A2 really is easy, guys. So a couple things to note about her that we've already kind of read over is, and this is awesome because we actually have a 3 ping. Whenever you have a 3 ping, right, of any color, whether it's yellow, red, or blue, this gauge is going to increase. It increases a couple different ways. You do your basic attacks, right? So whenever I just do my basic attacks, you can see it increasing right now, right? Now watch what happens when I hit a 3 ping. Boom, you increase a whole lot more. So it's really, really important to go in your matrix and enter that 1 ping that counts as a 3 ping so you can build up that gauge even faster, right? Also, you can build up the gauge by doing her slide mode. Now, how you do the slide mode is you hold down your dodge and you can actually pull them around and you can actually build up your gauge much faster, right? You can build up to 10% of your pod shield, right? Which is nice. And when you can see that the gauge is not depleting right now. So as long as you're in her standard form, this thing will not deplete. And this shield is an indicator of the shield that's actually up here, okay? Whenever this goes down, you'll see this go down, right? Whenever you take damage, this is going to go down even faster. So it's still important to dodge and try to avoid attacks if possible. But, I mean, she really is so tanky and has such a high volume of HP shields that you keep applying to the character that you can really face tank a lot with her. Even at S rank, she really is nutty. So we'll go ahead and hit Berserker mode, and you'll see that gauge depleting here at the bottom, right? It starts depleting, right? The 1 ping pauses it, but your basic attacks will kind of keep it going, right? And you'll notice that whenever we slide, it builds up a little bit. We'll hit a 3 ping and it keeps building, right? So the idea when you're playing with the character, especially when you enter your Berserk mode, is to always try to be doing 3 pings and keep your basic attacks. Try to use your blue orbs as much as possible. Okay. There we go. As much as possible, and do your 3 pings as much as possible with this character. And in the beginning of the fight with a 5-star weapon, right? In the beginning of the fight, you're going to want to slide a little bit because you have to have a certain amount of this gauge built up before you can enter the signature. It has to be fully maxed out, right? So a lot of times in the very beginning of the fight, you kind of build it up a little bit, maybe with one attack, or what you do is you just try to dodge, go into your matrix, and then do a 3-ping so you can actually get quite a bit of this build up already. And whenever she's at double S, it's actually much, much easier, right? So right now at S rank, we got to build it all the way up. Okay? And what you want to do is when you start the fight, you can use like a go into matrix, use a 1-ping, count as a 3-ping, and then hold your dodge down, do the slide, and then you can go into berserker. Now you want to immediately hit that signature. You want to immediately hit this thing when it shows up. All right, because the moment you get hit, if you do get hit before you hit this thing, your gauge will go down and then you'll lose berserker. And then you got to kind of start all over again, which can be pretty damn annoying. So again, just remember guys, just to focus on using your blue orbs. You use the blue orbs because they contain the opponents. They contain them, right? So you can just keep attacking. Keep your max HP shield up from doing your basic attacks or from just doing your 3 pings. And you will do amazing with this character, man. A2 really is insane. I'm going to show you guys a little gameplay against Rosetta, just a complete solo from A2 at S rank with her 5-star weapon, where she easily takes down the Nightmare boss, Rosetta, no problem. And something else I want to show you guys really quick that I thought was really awesome is this right here. Now, this is hilarious. My intention is to beat the hell out of every goddamn machine I can find. Isn't that enough for you? That is funny that they put that in there, man. I cannot believe they did that, but it definitely captures the personality of A2. It really shows that Curl Games loves these characters, man, and it shows when you actually play with them, guys. So let me know what y'all think about S rank A2, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GD+7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.
大したこと